Well, it's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for SPP, the Inspire Show. I guess that's what we're calling it now. I'm not really sure. Some of you may be watching. I know at least one person was watching a minute ago. Now they've gone away, but I'm sure they'll return. Until that time, how are you doing? It's great to see you. I love being here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Savannah Performance Project. This is our community platform, as it were. It started out as a community platform. And during COVID, we reached out to some people outside of the community. So what we've done is we've made two shows, one for people outside of the community, as well as people in the community, and one specifically just for the community, just so we can focus on what's going on here in Savannah, Chatham, and the counties all around, as Captain Sandy used to say. I don't know if anybody will get that, but there's a guy named Captain Sandy who used to be around here in Savannah. Anyway, I'm here no longer inside the closet under the stairs. I have now moved out of the closet under the stairs because it was way too confining, first of all. And secondly, there was way too much traffic up and down the stairs by the Dursleys. It kind of drove me crazy. So I'm out of that now. Yeah. We have a couple of guests on today. I have Madison Abernathy. Did I say that right? She's nodding yes. Good. And we also have Elliot Szabo. They both are doing work with a brand new venture here in Savannah, which I'm very excited to talk about. Elliot has another thing that he'd like to talk about as well. But before I get to that, I just want to hint at something big that's going on. Something very big that's going on that has been teased to me by a certain individual who shall remain nameless, or maybe I'll name him anyway. Ryan McCurdy. I suspect some excitement will be brought on by this announcement. I could say that. And also, it's something that will be automatically known by many people. And also, if I'm accurately stating what it is, some of you will know. But I can't say what it is yet. He's going to tell me when I can tell you, and he will probably tell you himself. But it's pretty exciting. I can't wait for this to happen. It's not going to happen today, but sometime soon. So keep watching this space and other spaces on the internet. It doesn't really matter which space you watch. They're all spaces. Anyway, that was my tease at something going on. Until we know more, just forget about it. I will bring on my first guest because I'm very excited to bring her on. And if I'm talking too fast for anyone, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Abernathy, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. You know, the Dursleys are on vacation right now.
So wonderful. So glad they're gone.
Yeah, it's been quiet. It's been quiet. So Madison, you've been a member of the Savannah community since when?
So I actually moved to Savannah in 2016. I went to SCAD, and then after I graduated from SCAD in May 2020, we decided we're going to stay. We're going to make it work here. And because there's so much talent in Savannah that we were like, this is not being utilized to its full potential. So we're like, let's make it happen. Let's make something cool, make something new. We had already established our other business here, so seemed like a good fit. So
that's awesome. So your other business is Red Eye.
Yep, Red Eye Film Productions.
Very nice. And was your degree in film?
No, my degree actually was in performing arts.
I see. I see. So you mentioned a we. I'm guessing maybe the we person had a film?
Yes. So we're a team of three. So it's myself and then JT Timmons, who's my fiance. He got
congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So he got his master's degree in film at SCAD, and that's actually how we ended up meeting. And then it's also his brother who had a degree in criminal justice, but he's very good at business. So he's here with us now.
Oh, that's excellent. So the business, film, Performance, those three coming together made Red Eye Film Productions.
Yes.
And you guys have been in existence since the last year? Was that when you
We've
started?
actually been a official business since 2017.
2017.
Mhm.
And if I were, say, your average film consumer, film production consumer, and I needed something done, what would I get from Red Eye Film Productions?
Well, so we specialize in both narrative and commercial. So we do a lot of different commercials and promo videos for local businesses here in Savannah. We've done a lot with Teresa Cowart's retail group. We've done just a bunch of random little things, the EOA here in Savannah, but we also do narrative films. So we just had a short film that went through the festival circuit called I Will Not Say His Name. And
Whose name?
I will not exactly. But yeah, so that will be out soon for everybody to watch, the actual short. But it just finished up the festival circuit. So it's been in hiding for a little bit. But
I see.
Yeah.
Now, is that a paid viewing or can people just watch it for free?
It's going to be for free.
Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, let me know and I'll share that information here in our
Absolutely.
community.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. You guys started this business and you've been going strong for a little over 4 years now.
Mhm.
And next up, you guys got together and decided to start the Savannah Underground.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
tell me about that.
Yes. So I, as a theater person, I have always wanted to own my own theater. Ever since I got into theater at around 13 to 14 years old, I was like, I'm going to own a theater at some point. But then when we kind of went into this pandemic era, JT and I had a lot of time to brainstorm and collaborate, and we're like, let's do something different with the theater. Like, obviously, we're still going to have live action. We're going to have actors. It's going to be super professional, but what's something nobody else is doing? And that's when we came up with the idea of like an immersive theater. Where it's happening all around you. And I used to work as a ghost tour guide. So I was getting a lot of knowledge about the history of Savannah. I love ghosts. I love haunted stuff. I'm very sensitive to that sort of thing. So I've always been interested in it. And so I was like, well, why don't we combine the rich history of Savannah's haunted past that is very creepy, very gruesome, and nobody really plays on how gruesome it actually was. And let's make it a live theater experience. And so that was kind of how the Savannah Underground was born. And so JT wrote up the script. I helped him. Kiwan, his brother, helped him with editing and whatnot. And then we just kind of went on from there, how to make it more interactive, but still keep it COVID safe. So it's been a really fun process, and nobody's doing that here. So it's kind of cool to see the feedback we're getting from it.
That is cool. I know that a lot of people are excited to see how this all comes together. And this, your premiere, I think you've done like a preview for a select few people.
Yes. Yeah, we did a exclusive showing for some concierge, some investors, and hotel people in the area.
Yeah, I think my invitation got lost in the mail, but that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I did move recently, so that's neither here nor there. Anyway, that's great.
Yeah.
So the official opening
is going to be March 3rd.
March 3rd, coming up soon.
Very soon.
Yeah, and how can people get tickets, information, reservations, all that good stuff?
So it's going to be on www.thesavannahunderground.com. And everything that you need to know is all in there. It has kind of a basis of what the stories are that we're portraying. It also has the ticket information, all of that good stuff that you need to do. And it's very, very easy to navigate due to our wonderful new web designer. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
And do you want to name drop who that is?
David Johnson.
David
awesome.
Johnson. Okay. Okay. David Johnson. Great job, guy.
Yeah.
Maybe we could talk someday because I need some new web design.
Absolutely.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at it. Anyway, that's amazing. I can't wait to officially go. So, we're in these careful times. We're in these times when we all have to be safely distanced. What are kind of precautions are you guys taking for our current circumstance?
So we have been very, very cautious throughout the whole rehearsal process and whatnot. So actors have been wearing these really cool new masks. They're called ghost masks. They're more protective than a cloth mask, but they stick onto your nose and it's clear. So JT, as the director, he could see our faces fully, but we were still being safe within the rehearsal space. And of course, during the shows, actors will not be wearing masks, but they will be COVID tested every single week.
Okay.
So that's how we're kind of keeping our actors safe. And then everybody who comes into the space has to be wearing a mask over the mouth and the nose. And in between shows, we're going to do some sanitation of every single set. So keeping it as clean as humanly possible.
Excellent. Excellent. That's awesome. Wow. So March 3rd, did I remember that correctly?
March 3rd.
Yes, perfect. And they can go to thesavannahunderground.com, and that's www, not whatever else people use. I don't know what else people use.
I don't think there is something else.
I don't think there is anything else, but that's okay. Yeah. So that's exciting. So you play in this?
I play Mary.
Mary.
So Mary is a possessed girl in the St. Julian Demon House story. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, it's like my favorite haunted tale that nobody knows about in Savannah.
I see.
So it's the Hampton Lillibridge house, which is over on St. Julian Street. And basically, that house is the only house to have an exorcism within it. And it was a failed exorcism. Yeah, so super fun. And it's not that it's fun that it's killed people, but it's killed 2 people.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And so it's super interesting. I loved when I heard that story. I'm like, that's crazy. And when you walk over to the house, you walk in and you're like, okay, not going to stay here for long.
Yeah.
So we were like, we have to make a story about this. So we kind of took the house and personified it in the character of Mary. So
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that is Mary's story. There's other stories that are involved in this as well? Okay.
Oh, yes. So we're doing the stories of Alice Riley, of course, Savannah classic, got to tell the story of Alice Riley. And then we're also telling the Gullah Geechee historical story of the Boo Hag, which is super interesting.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Boo Hag.
During our rehearsal,
she was here a minute ago. She just walked through. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, she's sneaky like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, during our research process, it was so interesting. We drove up to Charleston and talked to actual descendants of the original ancient Gullah Geechee tribe and whatnot. And they told us all about the hag. And it was crazy to see their reactions because nobody actually really wanted to talk about it. So I'm like, whoa, this must be like a real thing for these people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's super interesting.
Well, I would be remiss if I did not introduce one of your fellow cast members who seems to be walking around somewhere. Well, let's see. I think he's rushing back. Oh, he's giving me. He says 2 minutes. He says 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. So we're not going to introduce this person yet. So let's talk a little bit about some of your fabulous trips you've taken during this time. I see that. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe I could just. You know what? I'm just going to transport myself to one of the places. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yes.
That looks like Honeydukes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, you're like actually you're waving your wand at me. That's a little creepy. Yeah. So I see you're wearing a mask. So I must think that this was during 2020 that you went.
It was. This is for my birthday. Yeah. So my fiance took me to Harry Potter World because I had never been before. So, and he knows that I am the biggest Harry Potter nerd of all time. So I had to go and I had an absolute blast. It was actually exactly.
I don't know what that. It's not loser. It's wizard. That's what it is.
Yes, wizard. Yeah. Absolutely. Witch. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But it was super fun. I was really impressed with Universal's COVID precautions because it didn't feel crammed. They weren't allowing people into max capacity. So it was actually a really good time to go to Harry Potter World because you got to have a more personalized experience since there wasn't so many people there.
Sweet.
Like the wand ceremony. Have you done the wand ceremony?
We tried. We didn't know. So
Oh yeah.
try
So
it.
usually with the wand ceremony at Ollivanders, they bring you in like a group of 20 and one person gets chosen to have the wand choose them. But because of COVID, they were only letting your party in. So it was literally just me and JT inside Ollivanders, and I got to have my wand. It was all like super personalized. I'm like, this is awesome.
That
This
is
is
awesome.
cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would likely die. I would
Yeah,
likely,
I
I
think
would
I
get
did.
that. What is it? The no, not that one. The ox. No, that's not, I can't remember.
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. So it looks as though possibly the 2 minutes is up, and oh yeah, he's waving at me. He's doing this. He's looking at his watch, and I think he's okay.
Busy
Elliot,
man.
are you ready? Are you ready, sir? Yes, he's ready. Elliot Szabo, everybody. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good.
Yeah,
Going good.
cool.
There may be a little bit of running around back behind me.
That's okay.
Just a little bit. I tried to clean up the best I could. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have some wand.
My head cut off.
Some wand waving going on. Yeah.
That's me crucioing you, Elliot.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh, I see it now.
Oh boy, I got to go back to my closet under the stairs because you're creeping me out back there. Elliot, it's so good to see you, and the running around in the back is perfectly fine. I'm gonna wave. She didn't wave back, but that's okay.
Okay, they're going to Dick's.
Oh, good. Sporting goods.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. That would have been Anyway,
place where you get the hats on your head.
Yes. You're wearing one now. It's very nice.
I know.
Elliot, so you are also an actor in this merry troupe of creepiness.
Yeah. I came on to understudy for one of the characters, and so I'm splitting duty with them. So that's been a lot of fun. And then I also am helping these guys out with a little bit of tech direction as well. Mm-hmm. So that's been a lot of fun too. It's been a process. It's always a process, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, it's been great.
So who's your character in this?
My character is Richard White, which is part of the Alice Riley story. It's Alice Riley's husband.
Allegedly.
Huh?
Allegedly.
So I get to murder Gary Shelby on a nightly basis.
Oh, Gary. I love Gary. One of my favorite people.
Very satisfying.
Yeah.
Die under my hands. It's a dream come true, actually.
Yeah.
And then running off with Alice. And then I also play a demon in the haunting. I'm not sure how much I can give away here. How much can I give away?
That's good. Yeah, okay. they've already heard about.
Okay, I'm like I don't know where we are. I didn't sign any contracts that told me what I could or couldn't tell, but I don't want to spoil this like what's her face did with Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. So I would assume, of course, that the audience that would be coming to your shows, they are most of them are familiar with the stories, and if they're not, they're probably not watching this podcast anyway. So it's okay. But Elliot, that's great. I can't wait to see both of you on stage. But you know what? You have another endeavor that you've started up recently that I got to have the pleasure of joining you last night, and this is the Savannah Actors Workshop. Tell me a little bit about that.
So Savannah Actors Workshop is a weekly workshop that I started with Casey Bissett to give local actors a place to go to hone and grow their skills and craft. And looking around for actors studios or classes or things like that, there just aren't like a lot of options that I could find, or not a lot of options for a weekly kind of thing.
Right.
You kind of got to drive up to Atlanta or do something online. And I'm like, well, it would be really cool if there was a place where we could all go, people that have experience, people that don't have experience, to also learn from each other. So yesterday, we did voice work, and not only did I kind of go up there and give my experience, having had to use my voice quite a bit in the past, but then we had a conversation as well, and we talked about your experience and what you do and how you pursue it. And I think that's great because we can learn from each other. so that when we do end up as actors on set or on a play, we have a bigger toolbox to pull from, and we can make those decisions on our own without kind of getting scared or questioning, or saying, well, I've never had a place to try this before. I don't want to do it when I'm on set, or I don't want to do it when the director is sitting there saying, we have opening night in 4 days, and I just came on and read the script and everything, or now I have to be off book, because there's always a lot more pressure in those situations. So it's a no pressure place where we can go. We do something different every week. Last week was voice work. I believe this next week we're going to be doing mask work. I'll have that info up. You can go to SAV Act is our Facebook group, and check out what our weekly offerings will be. It's great. It's $10, super cheap. And we'll look at other membership options down the road, but love for anybody who wants to kind of grow their acting vocabulary to come out and see what it's about and participate. It's about getting the information from everybody. So we really want that participation, and we want to know what other people's skill sets bring to the table too.
Very cool. Madison, are you a singer as well?
I am, yes.
Oh, well, yeah. So you would have greatly benefited from this class yesterday, or maybe you would have greatly benefited someone else. So it was a small class, I'll say that, but we got a lot of information out. One of the things that I brought home was I now have this delicious mug of warm water with honey and lemon in it.
A classic. Love that. And
also, I want to mention this person. We're getting much love from T-Dog. So thanks, T-Dog. We appreciate you coming on and letting us know that you're watching. T-Dog, woo!
Woo!
I have no idea who T-Dog is, but thanks anyway. Yeah, and some of the other things we talked about were exercises that you use to warm up your voice before any performance, whether it be a vocal performance or whether it just be a speaking performance. It's some great stuff, some great information.
One of the things that we talked about, and I'll give this one away for free, but we talked about tips and tricks for maybe when you're not feeling 100%. And a lot of people don't know about this, but there's a product called Singer Saving Grace, and it's a throat spray. It's expensive. Oh my gosh. It's like $20 for a bottle this big. But if you are going through any type of sickness, you're on day 5 of an 8-show week, hey, Joe, that's my buddy from Atlanta. What's going on? If you're going through any type of sickness, if you're on, show 5 and your voice just isn't where it is, a couple of sprays of the Singer Saving Grace really help out. I've had full-blown bronchitis and done a 4-hour set, hitting that a couple of times before each 45-minute set. And having that with just regular tap, like tap water or room temperature water or a little bit of hot water or throat coat. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with that. And that was one of the things that we talked about at the end. So there you go. There's a little insight.
I'm writing down that name because I've never heard of that, and that is genius.
Yeah, so I heard about it when I was in Vegas, and I told Chris about it, and I forget what I was doing, but I think I was in a session at a studio, and the guy, Vegas is a big city, but it's a small place, especially in the performing thing, and the engineer was like, "Go get this. It's what Celine uses." Talking about Celine Dion, and I was like, well, if it's good enough.
You have very similar voices, by the way. I've noticed that about
you.
We do. I mean, I'll break out some Titanic if you want. It's uncanny. Impersonation. Throw a little French Canadian accent in there. You can't tell because I'm singing, but you know that it's there because of the vibe.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I know you're not, you do sing and you do act, but I know you're not a big fan of musical theater, as I am, of course. Madison, are you a big fan of musical theater?
I am the biggest fan
really?
of musical theater. I love it.
Okay, what's your go-to show right now? What's the one you listen to nonstop?
I am living for Mean Girls. It's so catchy. It's just Tina Fey. chef's kiss,
Yes,
honestly.
yes.
Yeah.
So you and my daughter have that in common. She
Yeah.
listens to Mean Girls constantly.
Yeah.
She considers herself one of the characters. I can't remember which one.
I understand that.
Yeah. Which one are you?
Totally Regina.
Regina. Yes.
Mhm.
Elliot, are you familiar with Mean Girls, the musical?
I know that it was turned into a musical. So
You need to get on it.
Yeah, you need to get on it.
I couldn't tell you anything that it was about, and I don't really remember the first movie all that well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, go back, watch the first movie.
Okay.
Tim Meadows is amazing in Mean Girls, the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Tina Fey and Tim Meadows, they're the adults in the show. I'll say that.
Got it.
But the musical is it's the same story, but it's very different. I think it has a different feel to it altogether. But still the same Tina Fey touch.
Yeah.
Which I've been longing for a long time. Sorry.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm sorry I don't have more to contribute to the musical conversation.
No, it's okay. I just touched on it because I do enjoy musical theater, and I try to throw it in every show just to. Oh, hey, Angela Taylor, so nice to have you watching. Angela is a huge proponent of theater here in Savannah, as well as her father. Les Taylor is an amazing actor and singer I've worked with quite a few times. And anyway, just throwing that in there. So March 3rd is the Savannah Underground for both of you. You'll both be doing that. And you have another class next week, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
We're going to have classes every Thursday. They take place at Front Porch Improv. It's $10. If that's too pricey for you, let me know. And we can maybe do the first one free. If you mention this show.
Hey, yeah, nice.
So maybe we can get a little cross collab going that way. So mention this show and where you heard it from, and first one will be free, and we can do a link to this as well for the replay. I think that would be fantastic to get folks out that way, because we really do want to build a place for actors that is really for actors. I think one of the things that we talked about yesterday too was before each lesson, we break down what people are doing and where they want the next class to go, or the next couple of classes to go, what they want to see and what they want to get out of it. So if anybody has any ideas, feel free to write to us, and we'll try to work something in, because it's not that we're experts on Stanislavski or Meisner or anything like that, but we can go and learn together as a group of people. And I think that's what's going to be really important, because if you just sit there and read the book or go to a class, it's somebody just like, this is how it's done. And sometimes it's not always the best for folks to learn. So every Thursday, 6 to 7:30, $10, mention this show, and it's free. And
Awesome. That is awesome. So, I've got about a minute left. Let's think. What can I say in 1 minute that would be just the most amazing thing in the world? I will repeat that we'll have a big announcement soon about a certain something. And if you were listening earlier, you may have some clues on that. Skip Chorus mentioned earlier that I have to be careful that I don't give it away. I don't know. I think I'm going to get an Oldsmobile. That's the big thing. Do they still make Oldsmobiles?
I don't see how the E is anywhere close to a dash. All three letters of care are on this hand of the keyboard. The dash is way over here. Yeah. How did he?
Well, Skip has huge hands. I don't know if you've met Skip. Skip, of course, has
huge hands.
Those are mine are pretty big too. Show us your hand, Madison.
I have literally just the tiniest little hands.
Yeah. But you can hold a wand with that. We know that.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very skilled with the wand.
Yes, you are. So for the last bit of this show, I always try to do this one thing. And I don't know if you guys are aware. Elliot, you may be aware. It's something called Sitcom Freeze. In this week's episode, we've just landed on the island. Gilligan, the skipper, Marianne, the professor, Ginger, Mr. and Mrs. Howell, they're all there. Pick your character. What's your reaction now that we know that the boat will not sail? I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. and then we're going to go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, sitcom freeze. And I'm trying to stop the show. Trying to stop the show.